Thank everybody for coming out today. I'm 1st District Councilman James Brown. I'm accompanied by several elected officials today, starting with Mayor Gray, Vice Mayor Kay, Councilmember Kevin Stinnett, Councilmember Kathy Plomin, State Representative George Brown, and former 1st District Councilmember Mike Wilson. Thank you all for joining us here today at what is now the Dunbar Community Center, but what was and will always be remembered by privileged many as the original Dunbar High School. This school building, along with the faculty, the staff, students, and alumni, have all been an anchor and a guiding post for Lexington's black community. And now, thanks to this collaboration with the Dunbar alumni, current Paul Laurence Dunbar students, LexArts, the city, and various partners, we can continue to celebrate and educate others about the contributions of the original Dunbar. Now we will hear from our mayor, who has been a constant supporter of celebrating Lexington's history and of public art. Mayor Jim Gray.
Thank you. James, Councilmember Brown, thank you so much, and thanks to former Councilmember, now our Commissioner of Social Services, Chris Ford, who helped launch this project nearly 3 years ago. And it's so extraordinary, it's so inspiring to see the final pieces in place today. I also want to welcome Vice Mayor Steve Kay, Councilmember Kathy Plomin, and a special thanks to Councilmember Kevin Stinnett and to Nathan Zamran and to LexArts. Both Kevin and Nathan realized the value of this project and were instrumental in its funding. And of course, the project would not exist without the support and determination of members of the original Dunbar High School Alumni Foundation, who for 4 years have kept the history of the old Dunbar High School alive. State Representative George Brown, thank you, sir, for being with us today and representing the alumni group. Christine Kuhn and her team of artists have done a remarkable job capturing the likenesses and reminding us of the great contributions, the extraordinary contributions so many Dunbar High School teachers and administrators made to our city and to our state. One of the things that I know that all of us like about these murals and others like them is how we're able to see some of the real heroes, those who work day in and day out to make Dunbar work and to make its students successful. People like William Henry Faust, the first principal who led Dunbar to become the first black high school in Kentucky to qualify for admission to the Southern Association of Colleges and Secondary Schools. People like Coach S.T. Roach. And everyone in our community knew Coach Roach, the legendary basketball coach who led Dunbar to become the first black high school to join the Kentucky High School Athletic Association, and Clara Wendell Stitt, who was principal when Dunbar integrated in 1967. These and others are the reason that we're here today. And this project is a real example, a true example of community, generational, and cultural collaboration. As members of the Lexington Youth Arts Council and members of the Dunbar High School History Club got together, learned about the work and the legacy of the subjects, and then put those lessons to paint to create the incredible art that we see today. Of course, these are the kinds of projects that our city needs, and we're proud to unveil this one today as an important reminder of our city's rich culture, our city's rich history, and especially African American heritage. So congratulations to everyone who worked and have become a part of this project, and thanks to you all, each and every one. Councilmember?
Thank you, Mayor Gray. Our next speaker is no stranger to this community. Preceding me as the 1st District Council member, he had a vision for this project as a way to share the rich history of Dunbar and inspire our young people. I'm honored just to be a part of this creation and this innovative project. Commissioner Chris Ford.
Good afternoon. I'll try that one more time. We have a good crowd. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It is good to be here and to share in this outstanding display of creativity, of history, of vision, and of enduring community spirit. And so on behalf of our Department of Social Services, I offer and extend congratulations to all who have collaborated to make this project a reality, particularly to LexArts and the commitment of Nathan Zamarin in his efforts to harness the energies and resources required to make this project successful. And also to our First District Councilman James Brown for your service to our iconic institutions such as the original Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School, now known as Dunbar Center. I'd be remiss, however, if I didn't take this opportunity to give credit to the community leaders who have truly served as the motivation which led to the inspiration for these wonderful murals. About 4 years ago, while then a council member, I was summoned here, just about here where everybody's standing, to Dunbar by two gentlemen who embody the great Dunbar Bearcat tradition, George Wilson and Jimmy Kiner. And a lot of you guys know these gentlemen. It was George and Jimmy's advocacy, and I'm using that diplomatically, Mayor, their advocacy on behalf of the Dunbar Advisory Board, which led to the new window replacements here at Dunbar Center that you can see on the facade this afternoon. Both the recent window replacements and today's mural installations symbolizes the power and value of community engagement, especially by Lexingtonians who have so much vested in places, especially as Dunbar. So in closing, I again say congratulations. To me, this project possesses three characteristics, and I just heard Mayor Gray mention them. This project is multi-generational, it's cross-cultural, and it's inclusionary. And for this, we should all be proud. We hope your legacy, Dunbar High School, will continue for many, many years to come. Congratulations.
Thank you, Commissioner. With a unique project like this, there are three components that you need to pull this off. One is vision, a funder, and a coordinator. Chris had the vision. Commissioner Ford, then council member, had the vision. My colleague, Councilmember Stinnett, was the funder. So thank you, Councilmember Stinnett, for seeing the value of this project. And Nathan Zimmeron with LexArts was the coordinator. Nathan's ability to coordinate with the current alumni, current students, Christine, the artist, the payments, the installation, and everything involved is impressive. So thank you, Nathan, for your hard work and your dedication to this project. Now you can come and tell us all how you did it.
Thank you, James, and thank you all for coming out. It's really a special day at the end of an awesome project. It really was fantastic. And when Chris came with the idea, we were thinking about how to approach this and how best to figure out the story to tell. There's so much history, and so we working with the Youth Arts Council and then also the Dunbar's current history club came to us. They came to try to find a project that would engage with history, that would be more hands-on. I was like, oh, we have something perfect. We're about to launch. So we gathered and we started having community kind of neighborhood meetings here on site, just having pizza and chatting with neighborhood kids. We're playing basketball and just hanging out at the center. So it was through some of those meetings that turned out the 50-year reunion of the class of '66 was coming up that summer. And so I contacted the organizer and asked if I could bring a bunch of kids to the reunion and see if we could gather stories. So that was well received, and we appreciate allowing us to do that. And so those memories, we had gathered and documented. And the kids actually were involved with the selection of the artists, which I think was a neat component. That we had put out an open call for artists, which Christine responded to, and then they loved her work. So and just the process by which she makes art. And so the students helped make that selection, and Christine ran with it from there. It's been right at a year of painting at this point. I believe it was last summer when we started. So that was. Thank you for your commitment. I mean, you've put so much into this, and working with youth from the Family Care Center and our Youth Arts Council, the Dunbar History Club. They just did a fantastic job. Yvonne Giles helped source the images from some of the memories that we had gathered, and also finding, just kind of helping to introduce key figures from the school's history. So Yvonne, without you, we wouldn't have been able to have and make it so pertinent and so important, of spot on in terms of the representation. So thank you, and just everyone involved, James, you and Tiffany, and helping to coordinate this event, and Mayor, everyone's support at the city was fantastic. Parks and Rec did the installation, and they were great to work with. But I just want to thank everybody. Also, Tom Schaub with Art Deco donated paint for the project. He was a local paint manufacturer. So really, this was many facets of the community coming together, and again, a multi-generational project. Connecting the kids to the alumni was a lot of fun, and just really enjoyed the whole process. So thank you all for coming, and I'll pass it back to Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Nathan. Our next speaker is synonymous. His name is synonymous with Dunbar High School. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Representative Brown, but while you was a student here at Dunbar, at the original Dunbar, you was the quarterback, captain of the football team, captain of the basketball team, class president, prom king. The list goes on and on. And then you was also a previous 1st District Council member. So if you would you share with us some history about the original Dunbar High School and what this means to the alumni?
Thank you, Councilmember Brown. It is a pleasure to be here this afternoon representing the Dunbar Association, the Dunbar, what's the organization that really keeps Dunbar alive. And to the mayor, to all the members of the Lexington-Fayette-Urban County Council, to Commissioner Ford. You didn't tell me this was underway, and it got sprung on me in the newspaper, actually, and that just shows you don't have to know everything. I want to thank LFUCG, thank the artists and all the people for all the things that they did to make this mural what it is, to make immortal this building. This building meant so much to so many people. This was Lexington City High School, where African Americans came to school. For those of you that do not know, this place was about excellence. I had a friend of mine say to me last week, a very wise man, said that when he finished Paul Laurence Dunbar High School, the original Paul Laurence Dunbar High School, he left here having the ability to do anything that needed to be done in the world. And that, I think, is the mantra and what you will hear from every person that talks about this school. This school was about excellence. For those of you that don't know, in 1922, this school was formed in the height of Jim Crow. And African Americans knew and understood how important history was, or how important education was. There was no way out or up or even to contribute without education. So this school was founded or first principal by William H. Faust, who was its principal initially. And I initially came to find out after doing some history and some study, this is a great pictorial that was written and put together by Julian A. Jackson Jr. And he makes it clear that he is Junebug 1 and I'm Junebug 2 forever and ever. But I would recommend this book for anybody that would like to know some of the history of this institution. I am so proud on behalf of the Dunbar Community Center organization, and some of them you see around, they like to be in the background, but they're the ones that drive, Mayor, to make sure that we make the improvements here, that we keep this building up, that we do all the things that are necessary to make this building immortal, and so that we remember it for future generations to understand who and what this building was all about. In closing, I'd just like to say that I came to realize a couple of years ago how important Paul Laurence Dunbar High School was to me and to all the students who matriculated to this institution. That we were taught by the best African American teachers that HBCUs were able to produce, because this was one of the best jobs to teach. Teaching was one of the best jobs that they could get in those days. And they came here and they poured everything they had into us as students. And I remember so many of them. Some of them are not on this wall. Reverend N.L. Passmore, Miss Gladys Watson, Miss Evelyn Black, Mr. Baker, Miss Sally Moore. Those people that did not accept mediocrity. The bar was set here and you had to meet it or you had to exceed it. Dunbar High School was a special place, and thank you, Mayor, and thank you, City of Lexington, for making this building with the murals put on it something that generations long down the road will be able to remember the contributions of the students, the faculty, and the staff here at Paul Laurence Dunbar High School. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative Brown. Thank you to all today's speakers. Thanks to everyone involved in making this project, this idea, a reality. And thank you to everyone who stepped foot in the original Dunbar High School for creating such a rich history. And thank you to everyone who steps in the community center for keeping that history alive. And thank you all for coming out today for this dedication, and stay around for the ribbon cutting and some refreshments afterwards. Thank you.
Will you all squeeze in together just a little bit more? Thank
You want
you.
to get pictures first and then I'll snap it?
Yeah, sure. All right, right this way. 1, 2. All right, whenever
Okay,
you're
now
ready.
somebody count to 3 and then we'll go on 3.
All right, I will.
Amy?
1, 2, 3.
Super.
Thank you so much.